Right then, lads, today we have a bit of an interesting video for you today. I start off that intro every single time, but this one is kind of interesting, I'm not gonna lie. So, it's gonna be a bit of an underrated slash unknown slash, you don't really expect to make MT out of this. But I'm surprisingly making quite a bit of MT, to say the least. So, yeah, if you guys do go and enjoy today's video and find it helpful, smash a like on the video. It does help out the channel a ton. And if you guys like making MT, subscribe to the channel, because I make quite a few MT making videos. So, yeah, we're on about Ornament Balls, which I didn't think I'd be talking about. I didn't think I'd be talking about Ornament Balls, but here we go. There's gonna be so many pauses in this video, so I'll just say it right now. Every time I mention balls, pause. That's all I'm gonna say. I look forward to being demonetized for that. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about these Ornament Balls. So surprisingly, I say surprisingly, it's kind of common sense now that I think about it. These cards are now very, very expensive because you need them to get the beach ball and the vintage ball, which then in turn gets you the, if I can find it. So the vintage ball, the beach ball, and the camouflage ball get you the fireball. So you need these basketballs if you're looking to get the fireball, which I didn't know. I didn't know that's how you got the fireball, but you need these basketballs to get the fireball. So now that the fireball is obtainable, there is a lot of people wanting these balls. So gone are the days where you could find these cards for like 250 MT. You're seeing 76 a basketball go for about 6,000 MT. The Rockets basketball on Xbox goes for about 30,000 MT. And unfortunately on here, it goes for nowhere near that. So what I recommend you guys do is it's very easy to use this method to your advantage. So if I'm just going to here, as you can see, ignore these Nets ones because at the time I sniped two Nets basketballs. Roll the clip. Yeah, I sniped them on stream and essentially they were literally going for about like 8,000 MT and I wanted to list them for 6k. Unfortunately, the price has come down a little bit because I managed to snipe another one for about 1,500 MT. And we listed it for 3,400. I sniped two Warriors basketballs, one for 1,500 and one for 2,000. The cheapest at the time was about 6k, so hopefully I get to sell these two. But obviously I'm not expecting to, but if it does happen, obviously we make quite a bit of MT off of those. So what I'll do is I'll show you guys some receipts and I'll show you guys the method itself, because doing the method itself is very, very easy, I'm not gonna lie. So some receipts, I got a Pelicans ball, and at the time, the basketballs were going for about 2,700. I don't know, I'm not too sure why they were going for that much, but basically how I did as well is I also bid on a few basketballs, which got me the Warriors basketball. And then when I went to go search up the Warriors cheapest buy now, the cheapest buy now at the moment, I think was about 8 to 10k, and I found one for 2k, so obviously we picked that one up. Where else am I going to be looking? So here's a Thunder ball that I picked up for 2,000. If we just scroll across, there's a Mavericks ball for 1,900. Here's a Cavaliers ball for 2,000. There's another one for 2,000. A Hawks one for 2,000. There's a Lakers one here for 1,900. And here is one of the two of the Holy Grails. Got a Nets ball here for 250. And we got another one here for 250. Hoping to sell them for, at the time I was hoping to sell them for about 6k, but more than likely we're going to sell them for about 3k. Now, I have two ways for you guys to pick up these basketballs. So the main one is sniping. So the easiest way to snipe them is go to balls, go to amethyst, and then set this to about whatever the cheapest buy now is. Now, these basketballs have gone up in price since I started doing this. They were, the cheapest at the time was about 2,000 MT. I promise, I do not plan this, but I don't care. I promise, I do not plan this at all. So, got a Nets ball, got a Hawks ball, and we got the other ball. So, as you can see, the cheapest for these balls at the moment is about 2,800. So, you know, we're probably making a little bit of bank off of those, which is not too bad. But yeah, what I tend to do is I tend to basically find out what the cheapest buy now is, which at the moment, also as well, it does reset it to gold every single time. So you have to make sure that the amethyst filter is set there. What I do tend to do is, because there's really no competition for these basketballs, is I sometimes just do it like this, like as you regularly would sniping. But it's not very common for these basketballs to pop up. I say it's not very common. It's not as common as, say, you're sniping like emeralds or sapphire cards. Sometimes you'll find like 5 balls in a refresh and then you pick them all up. Sometimes you won't find one ball for about 5-10 minutes. So it's very, it's the thing as well. See, I wouldn't say it's uncommon. It's just because the people that don't want the fireball can sometimes realize that obviously you need these basketballs to get the fireball, and we'll just list them up for about 1,500 to 1,000. like, so, and that's when you pick up these basketballs. But what I've been doing lately is I play a game of Triple Threat online. I'll quickly come check this filter just to see if there's any basketballs here. And if there's not, I'll just go play another game, or I may sit on this filter for about 2 or 3 minutes to see if anything pops up. If nothing pops up, then we'll just obviously go do something else. Now, another way I have found to pick up these basketballs. Again, I will show you a receipt. This receipt's kind of insane, I'm not gonna lie. So, as you can see here, we managed to pick up a few basketballs on a bid. Now, I bid 1,500 on each of these basketballs. As you can see, the Knicks, the Kings, and the Hawks, you get an auction house refund of 1,250. Meaning I picked up these basketballs for about 250 MT, and I'm about to sell them for about 2,800 MT. So, yeah, it's not too bad when you put it like that, is it? So, that's another way you can pick them up. But the only issue is with bidding on them is say you want to, I don't know, I want to bid about 2,000 MT. There's actually a lot of basketballs here. Okay, this wasn't the case when I last saw. What I do tend to do is I don't bid straight at, you know, what I'm going to be bidding on. What I tend to do is I bid a little bit lower. So say, in this case, I bid about 1,600. And if we lose out on that one, that's fine. We just keep bidding, keep scrolling across, keep bidding. I'm not going to obviously bid on all of these just because obviously I'd rather teach you guys how to get these basketballs so then you guys can go make some MT. Now, because I made this video, bidding on them is going to be a lot more annoying because obviously other people may want to do this method to try and get the basketballs. But what I would suggest you do is say you get outbid, don't go and just redeem it. What I would recommend you do is, because you're bidding so little, you can actually just go find the ball in your collection. Obviously, it helps if you do have them all. Obviously, if you bought them like months ago when they were all about like 250 MT, because 2K were just giving them away in like, I can't remember what it was, but they were giving away in some pack. So the cheapest I can find here is about 3K. If you sell a card for about 2.9, you get about 2,600 back. So I'll probably bid about 2,000 MT on this, and that's probably the max I'll go. Obviously, just because the thing with these basketballs is sometimes they can take like a few hours to sell. Obviously, you see in some here. And ignoring the Nets and the ones, obviously they're just an anomaly. Obviously, the Hawks one, the Suns one, they've been up for a while because not many people do want to bid, obviously, buy a basketball for 3,000 MT. So, again, what I would do with these is, say you get outbid, say this Mavericks ball, I get outbid, and someone bids like 2,000 MT. You can quickly go check the basketball, if I can find the Mavericks. So, you can quickly go check the basketball, and as you can see, the Mavericks basketball at the moment is about 4,000 MT. So, you know you can list it for about 3,000, at least 3,000 and make a little bit of MT. So again with that, I probably bid up to 2,000 MT, just so obviously I can almost guarantee getting the ball again. And I just realized that there's another basketball literally 5 minutes after that one. So we'll quickly go bid on this one just so we can hopefully try and get it. So we'll bid on this one for 2,000 MT as well. Again, this might not happen when you go out to bid on them because obviously now that I've made the video, more people will want to try this method and try it out and try and make a little bit more MT with it. But what I would suggest is if you can bid on them, because so many people don't, like, look at this. This is probably one of the better receipts I could have shown you. Like, it's just, you can make so much MT out of this method. A lot of these basketballs I've bought for about 1,500 to 2,000. Now, these Cavalier ones, I remember at the time I regretted picking them up because I bought them for like, I think 1,900 and then 2,100 and then 2,300. So the reason behind that is I didn't fully realize that the Cavaliers ball was literally almost worthless. So not so much worthless, but at the time there was so many of them on the market that its price had come down. So the thought process behind it was, if I buy them all for like say 2,400 MT and lower, I would make MT on 2 of them while losing a little bit of MT on 1 of them. Now, I do regret buying these, but they have sold, so obviously, you know, the best of both worlds there. So you regret it, and then they do sell. But obviously, you see balls like this, like the Pelicans one, sell for about 3,000. We do get outbid on something. It is the Celtics one. Now, because I know I can realistically... that's what I mean. Again, I don't usually go up above 2,000 MT. What I would suggest you guys do is if you don't have these basketballs... and you don't if you have like a few of them and you don't plan on actually getting the fireball, this will probably be a bit of practice to just go out, say you have the top 5 of the East ones. You can quickly just go search the price up, and as you can see, the Hornets one in particular is very, very expensive right now. It's just because obviously some of the basketballs will actually be more expensive than the other ones. Some will actually be obviously a lot cheaper because it just happens. As you can see, the Mavericks one here, we got for probably about 500 MT. Again, I can't remember what I bid on it, but if I bid, obviously, 1,500 on it, I just got it for 250. So we're just going to make a nice little bit of MT off of this basketball right here. So as you can see, we got 5 of these basketballs to list up. What I do tend to do as well is, if I say I have so many of these basketballs, is I have a notepad. I write them down. So Hawks, Bucks, Kings, Mavs, and the Nets. So let's go see how much all these basketballs are worth, shall we? So again, very easy to do is you just scroll all the way down, miscellaneous, press L2 once, and that gets you to the west, and then press it again, it gets you to the east. So let's go see the Nets one. Let's see how much profit I'm going to be losing out on. So 6K there, 5K, 4K. So I think at the moment, I do still have the cheapest on the market. So what I'm going to do is I'll quickly go see how much I put mine up for. So I'll put mine up for about 3,400 as well. Just because I'd rather not undercut myself if I can help it. Mavericks, let's go see how much the Mavericks basketball is going for. 2,100, 4,000 there. So about 4K, and then there's one for 3.9850 or 3,850. So I'll probably list that for about 3,500. And then where are the Kings? So we get the Kings basketball and take a few tries because this game is garbage. So 5K for quite a few of them. I think, yeah, someone's attempted to price fix them at 5K. There's a few for 2,800. So I'll list this up for 2,700 just because undercutting is always the best thing to do. It makes you look scummy, but they don't know you did it, so why not? So 3,300 there. 2,800 there. Again, what you can do as well is, because I know that the cheapest is 2,800, I'm gonna list this one up for 2,700. If you just refresh, you can see a 2,000 MT one here. Obviously, say the card was going for 4,000 MT, you might want to bet on this one, but at the moment, the profit margin for this, just based on how long some of these basketballs can take to sell, it's not really something I'm interested in that. So the Bucks, we have 2 5K ones, we have a 2,800 one there. And okay, so it looks like I'm listing it for 2,700 again. And oftentimes when you list it for 2,700, if I show you, sometimes it will be just the cheapest basketball on the market. Again, because these basketballs have gone up in price, as you can see, the cheapest on the market will be 2,700. So I'm about to list 3 basketballs at the cheapest buy now for these basketballs, which is always a nice thing. So we'll get the Bucks one up for 2,700, and we're hoping to make a little bit of MT off of that one. The Hawks will also list it for 2,700. Again, guys, it's just a phenomenal method to make some MT. It's just really simple and easy to do. Again, it's not one where you can just sit on. I suppose you could sit on it for like a few hours and make like a little bit, like quite a lot of MT. But in terms of like how I would recommend you do this is I wouldn't recommend you spend hours and hours just sitting on this filter doing nothing else. I'd recommend you. Okay, so in a situation like this, what I would do is I would quickly go check the basketball. So if I went to go check the Warriors basketball, which is a basketball I know is very expensive. So 7.5, 6.9. Obviously, there's one for 3,900 there. So it's undercut me quite a little bit, which is very annoying. So as you can see, I'll just bid on that one a little bit. If I went for 2,200, obviously I'm going to be making quite a little bit of MT. I'm half tempted to pick up that 3,900 one just because it has undercut me by quite a bit. But if you get undercut, it's all good because you picked these basketballs up for so cheap. And I don't see them crashing in value just because there's no way to get these basketballs anymore. 2K haven't like put out like a random pack for you to get these basketballs in. And also a lot of people have locked in this set. So there's no way of actually getting these basketballs out of your collection to put up on the market. So in terms of like the rarity of these cards, I always think now they will be particularly rare. Just because there's no way to get them and people have locked them into sets. Like if I could just obviously you can just filter to one team and you can very easily scroll to the end. So just the Nuggets one, for example, you can very easily scroll to the end and obviously just see how much one of these basketballs are going for. So in terms of like will I think this method die out? I think it'll die out eventually just because obviously the less people that post these basketballs, obviously they'll continuously get rarer. But obviously, because they get in rarer, the less of them people will put up on the market because there's less of them to put up on the market. So there's less of these snipes, so to speak, that you will see. But as of now, it's a very good method. Very good method to actually make some MT. Again, the Grizzlies ball there. Let's quickly go check it just because off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure what it goes for. So let's just quickly go check it. So it's looking good. So, and there it is. So probably not going to touch this one. Yep, we're definitely not touching this one. But boys, that's going to do it for the video. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please drop a like in the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new around here and you guys like making some MT. I see you guys later. Take care. Let me give a massive shout out to channel members Kev, Ants, Waze, Hans, Lewis, Wallow, Casey, Magic Magpie, Michael, Mario Santos, Kia, Jack Lane, Lindsay, Knell, and Josh's mum. Thank you guys so much for all your support.